Hi, I've just started working on version update 1.02 and the first thing I'm adding is a collection of sprites. You got widget prefabs. I've now added sprite collections to the display manager. These are scriptable objects like this one you can see here, top right. It's an ID. The collection itself has an ID. This one is shape, and then there are sprites, each with a string reference also. I'm adding another one. Let's say add to it. So I'm adding to this shape collection. I'm going to add triangle. So it's just a collection of shapes in sprites that are now referenced on display manager. This collection here. Now, how we reference these is, well, you can reference these in script. That's what they're really useful for. And I can add them to other functionalities, but I've bolted them onto the basic target initializer. Started using a slightly different format. In these, the index of the text string you input here corresponds to the index on the widget, which is here. So I'm looking at these markers. I've added the image. Everything's basically in some of the less complicated kind of widget canvases, references to the canvas in widgets. We find there's only one element, 0. Yeah, that's quite normal. So I've added, is this image here is now referenced. It's referenced in the UI widget. I've added one here. I mean, this just be blank, or I've added the reference to there. Now, let's have a look actually. If I hadn't have hooked up the initializers, if I switch the initializers off, I'm not sure if they don't even run now, actually. Because they don't have an update, there's quite a good chance no, they still run. You'd have to unhook them here. Each one is referencing its target initializer. Because they're not prefabs, each one, you have to hook it up individually. You drag the target initializer into there. Now, what I've set is shape diamond. All right, let's look at marker 1. Marker 1 does not have any image reference. You can reference here, this is the old way, from sprites. We could put the speech bubble in. Okay, it's probably just look weird. Into the target initializer sprites, speech. So it's an image sprite. Okay, so now look at the marker 1 is to the corner. This one we're looking at here in edit. Can you see now that has a speech bubble? Okay, and we reference that with an image sprite in its target initializer. All the other marker have shape diamond. We could, and they're referencing it via the image sprite ref. So we had an image sprite ref. It's index 0, meaning that first, you know, the index 0 on the widget list. Again, here there's only one image, it's image 0. The only element, or the first element, is image 0. So back on this marker, say we put some nonsense in here, right? We just typed in some nonsense. It will actually blank the image. Okay, have a look at this, right? What you've got there, that's not a square, that's the default blank image. Okay, so that is actually not erased, it's set the image to null, which is that blank image, image none image, whereas everything else is a diamond. However, if we put something sensible, let's say you reference them, shape for the collection dot triangle. So if you remember in the sprite collection, we add it. Its ID is shape for the collection dot triangle. Okay. Now the basic target initializer is doing something really simple. It's going through these, and it's just calling display manager get sprite from collections with its sprite ref. Okay, that's how that works. So if you can use this line of code anywhere else in your code, it will return the sprite reference. So okay, we set this one to triangle. So now when we have a look, all the others will still be diamonds, and that one's set to a triangle. Okay, so that's how we would change it, using the sprite collection references, shape.triangle in a basic target initializer to reference the display manager sprite collections. Okay, that's going to be the next update. Thanks for watching.